Happy Saturday, everybody. How are you doing today? Wow, it is a snowy, snowy day in northern Michigan. The day after St. Patty's Day. It is, it's just, it is crazy snowy, that's for sure. So, how y'all doing? I hope that you're having a lovely Saturday. I thought we would do a little Quantanium mining today, and see if we can't get a few SCU in the hopper. Hey, good morning, Grift. How are ya? This is good morning coffee indeed. That's awesome, Griff. How you been, man? Good to see you this morning. So yeah, all of my ships were reset over to Lorville. There probably was something that had gone on in the background. I'm assuming, but I have since moved my prospector back over to where we're gonna stage out of. Shavaz, good morning. How are you this morning? Nice to see you. Hey, Nate, good morning. How are you? Shavaz, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. Big salute to you. Nate, how have you been, sir? Nice to see you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard. So, yeah, we're going to just do some good old Quantanium mining. Now, like I said, all of my ships were moved back to Lorville. And they ate my paints. All my paints are no longer in the game, which is no big deal. I certainly operate without my paints, but I thought that was interesting. Anyways, Mauricio, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you today. So we've got a Lancet and brand, so we've kind of reset. We're back at our Arc L4. Hey, Chris, good morning. How are you, sir? And we are just gonna do, we're gonna dive right in. So welcome. We're just gonna head over to the Halo and see if we can't, like I said, right off the bat, find us something to bring back and put in the hopper. Now, I kind of tested everything. The only thing that still seems to be really remaining, of course, besides whatever else we run into while we're out there. The elevators still don't seem to be working in the refinery. Somebody suggested a crouch to push the button. I tried that, it didn't work, but other than that, Telehane says, I'm 20 minutes into a 2-hour drive at 30 miles an hour home because I blew my transmission. Oh no. You don't get the second gear after working 27 hours of 24-hour ambulance shift. Tella, oh my stars, Tella. Oh my gosh. Tella, you know what? I'm glad we're going to add a little sanity in your... That sounds like a long, long day. So, on your behalf, Tella, we're going to have extra fun today, just thinking of you and thinking of that, how tough it is for you. I hope that we can put a little wind in your sails this morning. That's rough. Wow. And good on you for, obviously we have a lot of nurses in my family, a lot of EMTs. I know that's a tough job, just point blank. You know it better than anybody. So thank you for doing that too, because that's not easy work. I mean, that's sometimes a thankless job, even though that you're doing one of the most important things in the world, which is saving people. Superhero business, I like to call it. Mother Fig, see if my top works. Fig, your tip works. Now, when you were saying the crouch push on the door, also, I think what you're saying is, when you can't scan them, kind of, toggle the scan mode off, and for long scans, toggle the scan mode off and shoot in the air. Yeah, we'll try that for sure. At least you don't happen to ban people for 24 hours giving suggestions. Oh, my stars in heaven. I would never do that. It's not, no, I don't, people would have to say something pretty egregious for me to ban them off my channel anyways. I'm a kind of big free speech guy, even, unless it becomes kind of poisonous or whatever, but, okay. Well, that's an awesome way to start the stream. I wonder if I can get a repair on this guy. I guess I didn't open the door, and I soft-deathed it. I think I soft-deathed it because I didn't open the door. Oh, get out of here. Oh my gosh. What? That door's not open. What is going on? Let's see if I can store it. Oh my stars in heaven. It's a good thing I brought, you know, I did, you know, that's 100% on me. I was chatting with you guys and kind of got over. That's awesome. What a way. That's a great, you know what? The thing is, Fig, nothing, explosions are always good for the channel regardless.
Welcome.
I thought I called that thing. I really did. Oh boy. Hey, I could store. But it does say destroyed, so it's in claim. So let me claim that guy. File a claim.
Your insurance claim has been
All right. Well, we've got.
Goodbye.
Let's give it a sec. Let's see. Let's see how it's gonna shake out. All right, we gotta. I could run down and grab a Lancet for Prospector 2. Let's just give it a sec. I think I paid the.
To the ASOP vehicle
That was
retrieval
pure. That's a V-ism right there. That's what I like to call those when I do something so incredibly silly.
system. Your insurance claim has been sent. Thank you.
All right, so I did the expedite on it. So we got 2 minutes to wait here. I'm hoping I can at least. Where can I find the log file? It keeps crashing randomly without error. I would like to know why. That's so. Just when you say crashing randomly, Mauricio. Hey, good morning, Widow. How are you? Pyro, how are you, sir? That's a good question. Chat, can you help Mauricio out? I don't know that there is a quote-unquote log file to look at, but I could be wrong. You know, it seems like there would be one for sure. So, Mauricio, are you just at random times? Tolga, how are you? Good morning. Nice to see you this morning. All right, we're off to the races, you guys. I did not open up the top of the hangar and promptly soft deathed my prospector, but I was able to store it, and we got another minute or so. Yeah, I know, I am too. I better get an extra couple sips of coffee after that brilliant move. Well, what's funny is I normally even kind of creep out of the hangar slow, but not today. I'm like, I'm out of here. Oh, win 11? Yeah. Now, I will tell you, on my other system, I have Star Citizen playing win 11. And, hey, thanks, Tolga. It seems to be okay. I don't know if there's anything specific to. I mean, Win 11 has a few idiosyncrasies that I notice, but for the most part, I don't mind it. All right, we got about 25 seconds here to go. Mostly, I just want to be able to come here and take a look at Prospector 1 when I can. All right, we should be there. Yeah, you can always look at the event viewer logs. There's no Grift is not wrong about that. The Windows logs may shed a little light on some things for you. All right, so we're good here. Really, no harm, no foul. We have the utility stuff still on here, so we'll go ahead and pull that prospector again and try and be fly smarter.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Application then SC. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
So yeah, I didn't think about the Windows event viewer logs for sure. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Grift is not wrong. And I was thinking about logs maybe specifically that were tracked and say maybe the RSI. Steam is updating a little too much right now. That is the third time since I've been awake. It hasn't. Oh, wow. That's crazy. So I will tell you guys, I played a little Diablo 4 yesterday, and I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. I just, not a game that I would spend I would never get lost in that game like I am in Star Citizen, just completely enamored. But still something that's kind of fun to play and open up. All right, let's go ahead and try this. Try this again. Rinse and repeat, right? I don't know that I've ever made that particular mistake before.
You are clear to launch.
All right, says I'm clear for launch this time. Let me just pull out the mining laser, make sure I do see the Brants. I do see those there. I do see the Lancet. That's good. Yeah, I'm a 20-year-old Diablo 2 addict. Yeah, exactly. I love the old Diablo games. And so, I'll tell you what, the graphics in Diablo 4 are fantastic. And I mean, I really have, I enjoyed it. I played it for probably about 2 or 3 hours yesterday. I played a sorcerer, and I enjoyed it. Like I said, I just really enjoyed it. Oh, okay, that's what it looks like when the doors are open. All right, let's spool up. We'll head over to the Halo and see if we can't find something to mine. That was definitely an unforced error, and I don't like those. But you know what? They happen from time to time. You just got to kind of put your head down, bite your lip, and move on. All right, so we're going to drop out at about 6.6 here, and go ahead and see if we can't find something to mine. D3 was a letdown. There were some things I liked about D3. D3 seemed very compartmentalized. Like it was a little bit like a homogenized version. I agree. Very repetitive. And not that the Diablo games aren't repetitive, but I will say, yeah, I mean, but D4 I think is, like I said, I enjoyed it. And I will, I love the original Diablo 2, Mauricio. I adored that game. So for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's kind of like I really liked, A New Hope, but of course Empire Strikes Back is the one, right? Much like that, Diablo 1 to Diablo 2. I've loved Diablo 1, but Diablo 2 was just, really went over, like, did something, Can you mine on the cow level? That would be awesome. I did get one of those treasure goblins yesterday that showed up in one of my dungeons, which was, it actually dropped like a really great item that kind of put me ahead. The other day I was out in the Halo, I found 8 Quant rocks, but again, I was using the Vulture. It's weird how that is. People are telling me, I'm in the Vulture, I'm finding Quant. I'm in the Prospector, I'm finding salvage. I'm not finding that much salvage in the Prospector myself. But I know what you're saying, Widow. It's it is interesting what people have been, different people's experiences. There's no question that the minute that I have something in the Halo that's not capable of mining Quantanium, that's when I run across the good stuff. That's why it's always, interesting to, someday we'll be able to bring boxes or set markers, you know what I mean? That's the sweet part there. Johan, good morning. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Diablo 1 and 2 were great, 3 sucked. Yeah, that's definitely the consensus. I think 3 didn't... I don't know that it sucked, but it just, obviously once you have such an interesting experience with 2, it just wasn't, All right, 7, 6. Okay, let's stop this train. Here we go. All right. So we'll go ahead and, you guys know what I like to do here is just kind of reset the station. Set route, roll this bad boy over, and we'll get started here. Okay, so we're armed with a little bit of new knowledge today. Thank you to, thanks to, Mother Fig. Fig, offered up a suggestion on some long scan stuff. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to open up vScan. We're going to roll to 90. I'm going to set a ping. No opportunity markers yet on that. Doing good. It's almost dinner time here. Oh, nice show, huh? I still remember Diablo 1 and 2 perfectly, and yes, I'm older. Yes, one of the things, Tolga, you know, hanging out in this channel, is most of us are old. I mean, you know, older gents, or you know, for the most part, that's a lot of the Star Citizen crowd for sure. All right, so here's that opportunity we were talking about. So here are some doublers. I'm doing a long scan on them, and I'm not necessarily getting any results. So I'm told if you turn off VScan, shoot, turn VScan back on, then potentially try and do another long scan, and you might get a type that way. I didn't get one that time. There's the other diamond icon there I'm trying to focus on. Alright, let's get a ping over here. There, it's up here. And I'm approaching these. I'm trying to do a long scan, you know, and it's no big deal that, you know, I'm just trying to do a long scan. So I don't have to approach them. That's ended up being a P type. So that did, you know, that did resolve before I had to get real close. Now, integrating that, I'm gonna have to integrate that in while I'm moving too. So I'll monkey around with that to try and get some muscle memory together. Another 34 hundo, that's good right off the bat. I see a lot of doublers over in this area. Here I go again. I'm doing another long scan, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill the laser, turn it on, rescan. Just kind of focusing on this a sec. There's this other diamond icon. Still didn't get a type out of them, and that's okay. They're right here as I approach. Not Quantanium there, so... Alright, let's keep moving. Alright, Dark Widow says, out of the Halo yesterday when I was out there, I found a 10-200, 18-700 out. That was... Yeah, no, I've been finding some big clusters too. I actually found one that was in the 20s. You know, it was like a... Will it be Diablo and coffee? It might be. I really like Diablo, you know. I mean, I might do a little, you know... do something like that. Now there's 13,600. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Let's approach these guys and see what we have here. Right. Yeah, there's a lot of rocks over this way. That's good. Just keep kind of long scanning and seeing if we're going to have any luck here getting a type. Don't see anything yet, which is no big deal. I don't think this is going to be Quantanium based on the spread, but I'm not saying that not saying it absolutely won't be. Good. 8 rocks, yeah. It's always beautiful. All right, what do we have here? That is not Quantanium. Okay, we'll keep moving. Rinse and repeat, right? Alright, what do we have here? Another 34 hundo. Finding lots of those. Hey, sir, how are you? Nice to see you. I have that shit. I know what you're saying, Widow, for sure. Still trying to finish my Grail items on D2R, yeah. Yeah, no. That's kind of, like I said, I don't know. That's Quantanium there. Let's see if we're going to have any luck with scans. Nope. All right. And we'll try this. I do want to try this. Nope. All right. We are, I'll tell you what, since 318 has gone live, the EVA trick has never worked for me. When I was testing in the PTU, it did work a few times. But ever since it's gone live, this EVA trick has not worked. So I'm going to give it another try because they're unscannable and they are Quantanium. Just kind of wait for my dude to settle down here. All right, cool. Let's just kind of EVA away from the ship. Serp says, tried to mine this morning, server was not cooperating, gave up after 3 hours. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Serp. I was tempted to pledge the prospector, but with the potential changes through and on. Yeah, you know what? That's probably a really smooth move, Johan. It's going to be it's difficult to predict. It's kind of like with the Vulture, right? I was 1,000% all in on the Vulture being the best starter ship you could get your hands on prior to them changing, all of the spawn, locations and rates of salvage material. Since then, it's a lot more difficult to locate salvage. I mean, unless you want to just kind of sit in a Lagrange point, where anybody can see you. So, I'm not recommending it. I mean, it's not to say I don't recommend it, but I'm not recommending it over top of any other starter ship like I would have before, for sure. All right, so, yep. It just hasn't seemed to work lately. The EVA trick does not. It was working for the longest time in 317, and it did work in the PTU versions of 318, but I've never seen it work and I've done it now 4 or 5 times. So, I'm not saying it's officially broke because I'm always going to give myself a chance when it's Quantanium. But I will say, I guess I'm a little surprised by lots of doublers this morning. Oh, I knew they were going to chance it. It makes it fun for me. I love it. And I don't mind the challenge either. Don't get me wrong. The amount of salvage on the PT was higher than planned to test. Oh, sure. I'm not saying that it's, nerfed out of existence or whatever. And it doesn't make sense there were 890 jumps all over the Halo. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I think that they kind of maybe nerfed it back a little harder than they should have. But that's it. I'm not even complaining. I'm just saying that it made it a little more where it was a no-brainer auto pick, for, before. It's now something that you probably should make sure that you like doing it. You know what I mean? Because before it was like you could just, anywhere you looked, you just fell over salvage. Hey, Dark, how you doing? Dark, you still can't log in. Oh, my stars. That's yucky. Hopefully they get that sorted out soon. Single rock right there. I'll just take a look at it. I showed up on my radar. I'm just kind of curious. I don't think that's Quantanium. Okay. We'll keep on moving. Normally I don't chase single rocks, but it was right there. It's now super high around a lot of popular stations. If you could only salvage an armistice. Hey, good morning, Jazzy. How are you? Nice to see you. It's not that you can't find salvage, because you absolutely can. And I didn't mean to in any way imply that if you do a little work at it, salvage is still perfectly viable. But before, it's like, man, in the Halo, like it was just filled with just scrap metal, and I was like, wow, this is going to be great. Going to be better balancing pass in the future. Yeah, I think so. I think they're just going to balance it so it comes back a little bit, right? Not so difficult to find, but not so easy as it was. Status is player unstowed, and SIG stated the character repair is not available. Dark, have you tried to contact customer support though? Because they did say when you reach out to them, they will do they'll do the old style reset, only they trigger it. And if you're locked out of the game that long, that seems to be a reasonable argument that they should at least give that a try. Mass, how you doing, brother? Good morning. I thought you couldn't salvage it in Armistice. You can't salvage an Armistice, I don't believe. Yeah, Dark, I would actually reach out to the customer care team and see if they wouldn't mind just doing a reset. I mean, I know that we can't initiate those, but they said in that thing that they can initiate those on their side. That's why EH or Port Alcer has 60 abandoned ships around them. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you definitely can't because there's so many husks around there. That's when hopefully the SRV will be able to grab those and drag them out, you know, beyond our Armistice. And 3 tickets log and same reply each time. That's crazy. And there's no way to get a human on the phone? Huh. That is crazy. All right, 17 hundo there. Silas. It's not bad. It's, you know, I've managed to make a couple million so far since launch, Silas. It's, you know, it's, I think that the harder issue so far has been kind of dealing with the station than it is necessarily the mining part itself has been doing fine. The mining head, launching the branch, all that. Locating stuff can be, you know, can take a little time, or you can just stumble on it immediately. That really hasn't changed. Port Alcer was pretty framey when I went there yesterday. So many ships. That's interesting. It's just, it makes sense that Port Alcer were turned into a ship graveyard based on what I used to see there, you know. But I mean, that is funny. It's starting to frame out because there's so many derelicts there. That actually makes me laugh. Oh, boy. 3 rocks is almost never Quantanium, so I'm just... What do we have there? Well, it's a single rock. This is 3 rocks here. The only reason I'm approaching it is because that seemed like a pretty tight spread, so... Thought I'd take a look at them at least. All the major stations are freaking filled with ships. Huh. Yep, not Quantanium for sure. I guess I need to kind of stop mining and go pay attention to some of that stuff. That's actually really funny. They can't make the SRV soon enough, maybe. I love the idea of having SRVs pulling, like, establishing some, like, deep space outpost that's kind of like a, well, it's exactly like a salvage yard, and you're just kind of pulling, you know, taking your SRV out and pulling them back to the, you know, you have regular people there working all the time, you know, just salvaging, but then you have your SRV teams pulling, you know, to that location, you know, so just kind of hoovering up all the derelicts in the land and bringing them. I think that's super duper fun. I mean, you need security for that. Spearhead, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. How are you this morning? Salvage by hand pays way too low. It doesn't pay a lot, that's for sure. Mr. War Bishop, I hope the Prospector can still quant mine in 319. What they showed scared me. War Bishop, you know what? You and I are in the same boat that way, right? You know, I unequivocally, the Prospector is my favorite ship in the game. I didn't like exactly the way they kind of handled the Mole Prospector kind of multi-crew business. Not that I'm over the top mad about it, but I am also concerned that the Prospector's going to become more of a locating thing and less of a mining thing, which, you know, I mean, I suppose might fit its MO, but still, I hear what you're saying, bitch. By the way, welcome to the channel. Tech, I tried Lyria today, so much bug rock. Yeah, Tech. Surface mining is definitely got its issues right now, and I've been avoiding it just because I didn't want to say much about it. Welcome to the channel, Tech, this morning, by the way. Big V at each hangar had a dozen or more ships in each hangar. Holy crap. They better not nerf the Prospector. Well, I hear what you're saying, Silas. I mean, that's, you know, for sure. It's my favorite ship in the game, and you guys know that. I've never hid. It's made me 100 million AUEC. You know, I mean, I love this ship. Hey, about to get some delivery missions done? Yeah, delivery missions are fun. You know, what I like about delivery missions is, you know, it's just kind of a chill gameplay. You know what I mean? You don't make a ton of money, but you eventually can make pretty good money doing it. Using the mining gadgets they made. Yeah, I think, hopefully they're going to have ways to kind of offset the nerfs. Right. I think that's kind of what you're driving at. I love mining for an hour without having to need a... Yes, they're going to have to still, even though I know that they're going for multi-ship thing is important to them, they're still going to have to find a way to honor... My community is filled with older gents who just want to log on at the end of a long day of work and just want to mine. And they don't necessarily want, to have to track down, people and do multi-crew. It's not to say they're not up for it on a Saturday night or whatever. But I agree, they're going to have to find a way to honor, like, solo play as well. And I think that they will strike that balance, for sure. They're not going to nerf the prospectors, just you're going to need to have the right mind. Yeah, well, that's what... As soon as 3.19 is available on the servers and they let a fella like me on there, I am going to be all over, like, looking into where things are at, working my tail off to make sure that I understand the meta. All right, let's just look at this guy as we fly by. That's not Quant. These were doublers, but they weren't necessarily together. It just happened to be they were close enough in space that a red 3400. Kind of interesting. How about Microtech's Moon? Still can't mineable Quant because of weather. The weather there definitely still plays a role. So many rocks just randomly flying by. Definitely still plays a little bit of a role, although the last time I was there, I was able to locate Quant and the weather was very manageable, which is interesting. It actually surprised me. And that was on UTURT, which is normally one of the worst, the most egregious. I have just heard, and I haven't messed around with it, that surface mining in general is just, it's got, there's a lot of issues with the brakes and that type of stuff. Hey, Geesley, good morning. Falling under the geometry, and that type of thing. So I've just been sticking kind of to the Halo for now. Plus the anonymity of the Halo is hard to pass up. Not Quant. Well, we found a lot of not Quant so far. We're doing a great job at not locating Quantanium so far. Yeah, definitely not. Okay, I'm gonna keep on moving. Geese, how you been, man? Nice to see you. Yep, that's why I don't do a lot of, yeah, exactly. That's the cool thing about delivery missions. Let's say you have 45 minutes or whatever, and that's a good thing to do. Is just grab a few boxes and take them on a run. And, I always recommend box delivery missions. I also think are always great for new players, just because you get a lot of landings, a lot of takeoffs, a lot of this and that. 3 rocks is never Quantanium, you guys, so we're just buzzing by this here. That's an old miner's trick. Now, I have definitely, and we'll look at them as we fly by. I mean, why not? We're gonna... No. Mighty Thimble, how have you been? Nice to see you. Got a full load of Q on yellow last night, only to find out CRU... Now, did the refinery just not recognize the stuff was in your ship? I've had that happen one time before, Thimble, for sure. Boxes are a little bugged. They're always bugged a little bit. And that's the one risk you do run with delivery missions. I was mining them all with a friend, and when you switch the extract laser to scoop it, it would blow the rock up. Yeah, there was a delayed thing. That's exactly what it was. Mass, I had that one time, too, in the Prospector, where I went to scoop and it blew a rock up, and I'm like, what the heck? So I had to, toggle it a bunch of times. And, and even though it was showing the extraction laser, animation, it was actually the mining laser. So, yeah, that I've had that, too, once or twice, and it's, it kind of shocks you at first, and then you've got to kind of power toggle. And I know I got my way out of it where it did scoop the rest of the stuff eventually, but it was just, it was one of those things. I know exactly what you're saying. Same with the gem rocks. Rocks glow for a couple minutes before they pop. Also need to shoot the odd rock before. Yeah, the shooting technique does work for sure. in certain situations where they're scannable, but they won't give you scan results. Well, there's a 10,200. Where's that at? Let's see if we can find that one. 5,100. 1,700. 1,700. One of these said 10,000. There's a 10,200 sig that I'd seen here. Ah, right there. Okay. 10,200. Let's go ahead and approach that guy. Now, that's probably Quantanium based on how tight the cluster is when I did the ping. So some good salvage spot other than the Halo is the Mike L point, since they are out of the way. Yes, exactly. So you're right, Widow. Like, those off the beaten path places are going to be the places that you want to go. That's why I've been, not that it buys me like perfect anonymity, but that's why I've been flying out of ARC-L4 as well. I think Andreas kind of, he's the one who kind of said, hey, I fly out of ARC-L4. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea, because it's not that you're never going to run into a pirate there, but it's off the beaten path. So the pirates know that Dark Widow's seen a bunch of pirates at Mike Lagrange points lately. Oh, there might be. It won't take them long, you guys. I mean, that's for sure. So, all right, we're approaching these rocks now. Pull out the mining laser, and hopefully we can. I am approaching them slowly because I'm looking to chat with you guys. Persistence is really cool, though. We found a prospector part. Yes, persistence is fantastic. I agree with that, Mass. I agree with you 100%. No time how long ago we blew up. Oh, you guys, this is going to be Quantanium, and it's not scannable. Oh, this is so brutal. That is all Quantanium there. I'm going to pull out all the stops here. All right, so I'm going to actually turn off the power on the ship. Engines? Oh, I can't do that. I'm drifting too much. Just hoping beyond hope that I can turn these into... Alright, I'm going to do the EVA trick. Which refinery best quant bonus? CRUL1, I think, has the best one. Tech, but, that's going to be a very hunted station because of it. That's the thing. That's why we're kind of, staying away from those kind of hot, like ARC-L1 or CRUL1. Also, I do know that Mike L1 has Serb says, sorry, tried to warn you. No, Serb, it's okay. I mean, we'll find something eventually to mine out here, or we won't. And either way, we'll have a good time. I mean, but it's definitely grumpy right now for sure. But thank you. I hear what you're saying. The bugs won't let me play the game. Astro, man, you know what? That is something I'm hearing a lot. I have, like even Darkside was saying earlier, he hasn't even been able to log in since they dropped the patch, and he's as a concierge, he's contacted CIG 3 times. So I hear what you're saying, Astro, definitely, and and of course, even with Space Dad's acknowledgement, it's no question. I was, like I said, I'm just surprised that things are kind of have played out this way. And I don't want to be over the top with it or whatever. All of us know that it's been a hot mess. You know what I mean? So, by the way, thank you so much for the 14 likes this morning already. I really appreciate that. The channel has been doing really good because of you guys lately. The likes have been great. We had a lot of fun on our last stream. Star Streams and Hannah kind of tried to pull a fast one, and in a respectable, fun way, and They tried to do some pirating. It was cool. All right, so yep, EVA trick did not work as well. So unfortunately, there's a cluster of Quantanium that we're flying away from. There's no other tricks of the trade that I know that are going to turn those unscannables into scannables. And so that's it happens, but it's just that's not the last Quantanium cluster I've driven away from, for sure. Schizoid69, welcome to the channel. First of all, I want to say nice. Second of all, are all refineries having trouble? I guess we're gonna find. I don't know. I mean, I did put some. I did put some in the hopper yesterday, but I haven't today. Look at that. Not Quantanium. Some things just kind of showed up on my. That's a 17 hundo. Why do I have a major torque imbalance? Heck, I didn't hit anything. $17 hundo. Ah, fighting bugs like Starship Troopers. That's a good, you know, like more bugs than Starship Troopers. That's actually that's actually really funny, Astro. Oh, because that game is, you know, that show's full of bugs. Oh, that's actually pretty rich. Why don't you shoot? Sometimes it works. I've never seen it work. I've only ever seen it work when they're already going to give you a scan, like where you can get like it's the type of it, right? Or it's going to give you the scan results. I've never seen it work one time just randomly. Here, I mean, I'll try again. I definitely want it to work. Hey, it worked. Okay. I will try it more often. So, this is exactly, I think it was Mother Fig who suggested that earlier to me. I just had gotten away from it. So, we're approaching some Q-types. Now that they say Q-type, we definitely know they will scan. I just tried today and it worked for me. Trust me. Okay. You know what, Tech? I'm biting. I'll always try something. Just remind me if I'm being a little obstinate about it. I never mean to be in any stretch of the imagination. You know, but yeah, I appreciate you keeping your foot on my gas. I do. I have a feeling a lot of problems with scanning will be more likely fixed. I hope so. Boy, I hope, Widow. The one thing I will say is the one thing that they could do us a favor and fix with that pass is, could you fix the unscannable rocks? You know, just please fix the unscannable rocks. I mean, with this new change. So, all right. Well, the first Q types that we found that are going to give us some, you know, some love here. This is going to be a blue cap, so we're not going to like that at all. And here's the situation where I know to use my guns, right? A lot of times is when it won't give scan results. But this time it did 243 there. Okay. This is also going to be a crummy rock. Hey, Ramoy, how are you today? Nice to see you. Oh, it doesn't matter. V is totally fine. Shorts is totally fine. Space is totally fine. And Ramoy, you and I are such good buddies that even if you called me something rougher, we would be just fine. Standing issues have been around for so long. I doubt it's going to be fixed. That's what I am hoping. You know, yes, I am hoping for sure. All right, so let's keep our, you know, 17 hundo. Anything that's not 17 hundos, we will kind of approach and see. 17 hundo. I'm getting a major torque imbalance. I'm not even exactly sure why. I didn't hit anything. Hey, Clive, how you doing? We're hanging in there. It is a mining update. They should fix it. I hope that they do. I mean, I really hope that they do for sure. The other thing that I really want to push for in this mining update is please allow us to make some kind of a signature where we can return to. You know, if you're moving stuff around, allow us to scout, allow us to set a marker and return to it. That's another thing I'd really like to see happen in the mining updates. Well, will it happen? I don't know, but I really think it's an important tool. All right, so here we go again. Yeah, I'm trying it. They're right there. They were right here. We might have a 30K going, you guys. I bet we do. Because I'm not getting scans at all anymore. 30K, yep. So, yeah, that's... I knew right off the bat there was a 30K right there. Just because of the fact that it had totally stopped giving us the scans the way that I expected it. Johan, you're absolutely right. All of the scanning mechanics very much depend on the server health. 100% on the server health, for sure. So, interesting 30K there. You can start a delivery mission, never complete it, eject the box out in space as a way to a point, and at least you'd be able to. Yes, Tella, that works in 318. It 100% does. You can pick up, you can actually start your day out by getting delivery boxes, take your scout ship out, fly around, locate 2 or 3 things, drop off those boxes, and return to them. You absolutely can do it. And if you're going to mole mine that day, I suggest doing that. I suggest going out and pre-looking for stuff. Before you take your mole, you know, have the 2 or 3 people who are going to mole mine go out into the halo and look around. I mean, I absolutely suggest that. Have everybody grab boxes. Even if they take one of your boxes, even if you go and grab 3 boxes and give each person who's going out a box, and then have them drop them, you know, the box off or whatever, because then you can return to it. I had the display out. You know, Dark, I do when I'm playing kind of by myself. But, you know, I always think it kind of takes away from the stream. But, hey, Doe, how are you? Nice to see you. Fresh start, says it's probably not a bad idea to get a fresh start going. Hopefully here, the 30K protection will kind of work. Tolga Doe. Doe. It's good to see you, man. How have you been? Never mind, all hot fixes are server side. Yeah, definitely. It definitely seems like they feel like the client is sound and that the issues are mostly on the server side. 17 likes, you guys. We're almost to 20. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Stone Dog, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Hope it's going. It's going. You know, it's going. You can see this is unknown Stanton claim. I'm going to give that just a couple more minutes to see if it will. It used to be with 30K, like, protection, it would say unknown Stanton retrieve, right? Catman, good morning to you. How are you? Nice to see you. Serpent, they are bugged, sadly, as well. Yeah. There's the pirate mask. No. Hannah's always, that's so funny. You know, a Star and Hannah have been so gracious to me, you guys. I mean, as everybody knows, you know, they're always more than willing to be very kind and dirty space pirates confirmed. Hannah, oh no, Hannah, you work so hard that you get that wonderful reputation of being you, and look, it all goes up in one stream. Astro Geomancer, welcome to the channel. Grabbing a coffee, love it. Pyro says, are there any ships you purchased that you regret now? That's a good question, Pyro. I'll come back to that in a second. Guess I've hung up my pirate eye patch. All right, I'll just go ahead and claim this guy, and we'll file a claim here. Maybe this is the new way they do it. Oh, now it says Loreville. Interesting. Maybe 30K protection's landing your ship on your starter planet now. Man, could I catch a break here? So I can safely assume that any hot fixes are server side will only be yes, exactly. They're only invisible to the player. That's why they have been fixing. Like earlier this week, you guys, I was somebody who said, I can't believe there hasn't been any you know, hot like patches. You know, why don't we get any updates or whatever? And then somebody pointed out, you know, the issues they feel like they have. It's stable on the client side. It's the server side. So they are fixing things like crazy on the server side in the background. Okay. That's scaring me. There's 3 things highlighted there. What the heck? Okay. We'll try again. Claim. File a claim. File a claim. Yeah, I wonder if the 30K protection keeps it in the state. Oh, Astro says, I can't get my ships to spawn. Yikes. It was me. I said it was server side. Ah, Widow, yes. And it makes perfect sense after I started thinking about it, too. Seems you need to do the 2-terminal claim trick shorts. Yeah, Johan, fill me in on that one a little better. Xenothreat event will be interesting. Oh, yeah. You're not wrong, especially with, that will be a salvage, like a perfect salvage graveyard kind of after that event, right, Mauricio? I agree with what you're saying. Your claim can currently not be processed. Oh, Ramoyne, I'm not sure what Star's up to. It's gone quiet, which is never good. Uh-oh! Yeah, I can't get out my shit now. Oh, the servers are doing... Star Citizen is doing Star Citizen things this morning. That much we know. You know? So... we're just going to kind of keep on keeping on and seeing... our goal is to just get at least one bit of quant in the hopper today, if at all possible. All right. We'll just keep ring around the terminals here, and I want to process it now. I don't want to process it later. Was going to enter my screenshot of the bug ship retrieval screens into event. Too cruel. No, it's not too cruel. I'll go down and buy another Lancet. I have more brands, and I'll just use my second prospector. I'll have to kill myself to get out of the refinery, though. Have you ever thought about doing a 0 to Hero series? I have, Pyro. I actually have my alt account, just has a Titan Avenger for sure. And then you asked me earlier, has there ever been a ship purchase I regretted? Let me... I've been kind of racking my brain about that. I don't know that regret's the right word. There certainly have been a couple of ships that I bought that I didn't use as much as I thought I was going to use. One of those, of course, was the Raft. That ship you couldn't use at all, for the longest time. So if I were to probably say any ship that I've ever kind of regretted, it was probably the Raft.
Hi. Good time.
That's probably the one, because it was completely unusable for the longest time. All right. I have to buy a Lancet. Buy. Really? Oh boy. I love the Terrapin. Would never regret buying that. Even though, you guys, I have a secret obsession with the Terrapin. I love the Terrapin. Even though it's completely and utterly, Hull A was my regret. Nate, I secretly just love the Hull A. Come on. Can I just buy... Why not? Why? Oh, Star Citizen, you janky. Janky. You can do it. You can buy one of these. Yeah, the Terrapin's amazing. What is the compliment if it's not honestly and honorably given? I'm happy you liked it. Oh, that's awesome. Lemoyne, you are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. There's a habit right there, was going to buy mining stuff for the ship, goes to the refinery to refine things he doesn't have yet. Yeah. Well, I thought I would just, because I have a second prospector, I thought I would just come down here and purchase a second Lancet and just arm that guy. But I don't seem to be able to. Unless I'm buying these things over and over again and I don't know it. Which could be. No, there's the 3 brands that I brought from Lorville to put on it. I regret melting my Taurus. Nate, I can imagine that. You know what I mean? The Taurus is really a good... I really am quite fond of the Taurus. Unable to buy a Lancet Mining Laserhead. Well, what are we going to do? You know, this is an interesting conundrum. I have a mining ship that's completely geared up that won't allow me to do anything. I have I cannot buy any more mining stuff. What the heck? Oh, somebody mentioned doing the old like squatting push here. I cannot believe those three words came out consecutively before I thought about what that meant in my head. That's horrible. Oh my goodness. Wait until it tells you where it's going, then select system. Tried mixing Quant without a Lancet, never ended well for me. No, that's the thing. I need to... I'm not going to go Quant mining without a Lancet. Even if... I mean, and I could stack something else with brand. It's not... It's just the terminals themselves are being... Like I said, Star Citizen is definitely doing Star Citizen things right now. Yeah, it's not even recognizing my buy push. Oh, my goodness. Well, And I know that I can't get out of here right now. You know what? Maybe I'll server jump one time to see if I can get it. I think I will. Let's just hit the menus. Let's server jump one time and see if we can get a little bit better behavior out of it. I may not be able to. I'll jump a region though. I'll skip to a different region and see if it that way I'm kind of forcing it out of its Hey, I'm gonna try the Asian server. Boom. and see if maybe I can get it to kind of get. Oh, Astro, I was spamming it. I did. I spammed it a bunch the first 2 or 3 times I tried. But I'll definitely try and keep clicking it next time. The server's being slow. It happens to me all the time. I just have to wait. Yeah, maybe the EU servers are okay. Yeah, maybe they are, Astro. I chose the Asian server just because it's a new option and it's there. So we'll give it a try and see how it goes. Or try the display to buy stuff. Try the display to buy stuff. Oh yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know if there is a Lancet MH1 hanging on the wall down there, but maybe there is, and if there is, if one of those is the Lancet MH1, then maybe it would work. But I did a server jump here. Let's see if we have any better luck, you guys. So we definitely have I have had decent luck on the Asian server before, so let's just imagine a bunch of players talking Star Citizen and acting out their fave movie. Could you imagine Star Citizen was gone with the wind or Saving Private Ryan? Yeah, no kidding. That is a crazy thought for sure, Ramon. I have noticed the terminals I have to wait, go to local inventory like 18 or wherever all the time. Yeah, I'm sure there's a patience component to it, Widow, for sure. Like I'm not displaying enough. You're probably not wrong. All right, so let's see what we got here. So, okay, why is this destroyed? Okay, that's silly, right? Because what happened is I 30K'd, and then I claimed the ship. No, Iceman, this is actually live, for sure. So that's silly that did that, but... If the destination is not filled, you... All right, I'll pay expedited.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let's give it a moment or two here. It's 2 minutes 48. Let's just see. And no, the PTU is closed. There is no PTU. I didn't realize that they had closed it. If the destination is not filled, you can't buy. Oh, destination. I see what you're saying. Maybe I didn't look at that. Delete your PTU in your title. Oh, it does say PTU in my title. You know what? Thanks, Iceman. That's awesome for catching that. I did forget to remove that from my title. And now I did it. I fixed it just for you, Ice. If you refresh, good catch, Ice. Thank you very much. You know, not to let myself off the hook because that's my mistake, right? But OBS kind of keeps information in there, and I do have PTU in the title. You know, I do because it's one of those things where you know, OBS kind of leaves information, and I just didn't edit that properly. So Iceman 1980, thank you, sir. There's a big salute to you. I got her fixed. I hope that
Welcome to the ASOS.
Absolutely. No, man, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Collectively, we do okay around here. You guys keep me on my toes, and you guys do a really good job at helping me find all the tricks and tips and that type of thing. And that's what community's all about, Ice. I truly appreciate it. Oh, it auto-updated. That's kind of interesting that you'd stay on and it would change. But it seems like I could have a fun with that, you know, like maybe in the middle of the streams change it. So occasionally, when I have a really interesting stream, like last time when Star and Hannah were you know kind of you know getting the piracy thing going, I went back later and changed the thumbnail and everything just because it was so much fun. That was not a standard Quantanium and coffee. That was better than the average. Yeah, OBS subs restream like to keep old titles. Very good point. You know what I mean? Like I said, I appreciate it truly. All right, so we're hoping that in the next 30 seconds or so, I'll have a prospector. I'll have a prospector that is, you know, got its stuff on it still. And, pardon me, I was just opening my window there for a second. I'm going to get a sip of coffee here. And we will see if we can't get back out to the Halo and find something to mine for the... Alrighty. Let's back away here. Really am hoping that... One tip, if you look left, you don't see what the right side... Yeah. That's exactly right. And one of the things I will say that, you know, one of the kind of behavior patterns that I definitely feel like I've gotten better at now that I'm an older man is being able to admit that I have no idea. When I have no idea, I just tell you I have no idea. I don't try and fill in the blanks with any kind of peripheral knowledge I have. But yes, when buying things, you need yes, Widow, that makes perfect sense. And I wasn't paying attention to destination, so that very well could have been on me. Maybe I was trying to buy it into my backpack, and that's why I wasn't buying. So that's probably what it was, and that was just me, once again, just being me. You know, need to do a better job with that. So that's probably what it was, for sure. All right, you guys. Maybe we can get some mining done here. I may be obtuse, but if there are right angles, there must be left angles too. Nate, I hear what you're saying. That is awesome. That's a great joke. I'm gonna tell my son that one later. That's actually really funny. So I don't know if I've been have mentioned to you guys, but my 12-year-old son and I, he's soon to be 13. We actually game together on Saturday nights a lot when we can. And so one of the things that, like, we decided, like, because we have such diverging tastes, you know, like I like Star Citizen and he likes Roblox, you know, that type of stuff. And I can't stand Roblox. But we decided to do a coin toss like a couple weeks ago to see who would get to pick first. And last weekend I got to pick first, and I played we played Knights of the Old Republic and some bounty hunters, you know, together. And that was so much fun. But then, you know, so this weekend is his pick, tonight is his pick. Oh my stars, I know I'm in for some Roblox. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be terrible. You had no destination set at all, that's why. Yeah, thank you, Dark, for sure. I think you were probably even trying to tell me that while I was down there and I was kind of lost in my own head thinking about stuff. All right, let's see if we can't get this shit right. Widow, you do a good job at keeping me upright. I honestly, truly appreciate it. There are many times that you pick stuff up on the stream that I probably should pay better attention to. Griff does a good job with that too. And then Chris Bates, wherever Chris is at, oh, you should play paintball on Roblox. Oh, I should. He's got some game like he wants to play called Arcane something or another. So he wants to. He's got some Roblox, but yeah, I should ask him if he knows about paintball, because that sounds fun. It's gonna be crazy. No, I appreciate it, Widow. Truly, honestly. Oh, I was gonna say, Chris Bates. Of course, when Drax's around, he loves the explosions. When Chris is around, he teases me when I litter. So I just really, the community is always so much fun. I littered on a stream that Chris wasn't on, and he later on commented on the stream, because I think I mentioned Chris is not around, I can get away with this littering. He said, I seen you litter on your... There he is! Hey, Chris. Chris always busting me for littering. There he is. Hey, Chris, what's happening? I didn't litter this time, I just brought it up. Alright, so far, I mean, the agent server is... That's insane. I am here, no. Yeah, he's always busting me for littering. Then the one time I think I have a short where I tried to litter in space and I didn't have my helmet on and died. So, that was a funny short that, Tina Peterson and I were hanging out. She was helping me do some mining, and, I had a water bottle stuck in my hand, and I was gonna try and throw it outside, and I left the back of my Vulture without my helmet on and died. Another awesome V-ism for you. It's no longer littering, it's performance testing PES. It is and of course, PES tests the whole littering concept in general, if you think about it, really. I mean, it's not going away anymore. So, alright, rinse and repeat here. We're back over to HURL2. We are going to drop out at 6.6. And we are going to see if we can find anything worth mining. I'm the person in the A18 that will use the multi-tool to clean up the area. There you go. Of course, you can always use the A2 to clean stuff up as well, right, Dark? Hey, 24 likes, you guys. Thank you so much. The likes and subs and a lot of new faces today. Please do like and sub. If you like a great community, good, come hang out with us. We do this a couple of times a week, and it's always so much fun. All right, so we're getting close here. Any game but your main. Yeah, I hear you, everyone. That's actually really fun. Seen more people do that, Dark Widow. Says Johan. All right, we're in a 6.6 here. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, this'll work. Let's kind of head back over this way. Here, set route. Roll over, turn this off. And let's get scanning. Opportunity marker right there. 17 hundo. Keep on moving here. And I occasionally 180 ping. The A2 would be fun to test that. Yeah, it would. Of course, the A1's coming too at some point. Hey, there's quite a few nice rocks. Let's take a look over here. Based on the spread, probably not quant. Now, when you get the diamond icon spread that's wide, bigger like that, it's usually not going to be Quantanium, but we're going to go over here and take a look anyways. We're also going to do a couple of just tests here. Okay, so I'm going to try and do a long scan. What? Okay. Do I not have guns on this thing? What's going on? Where are my guns? Oh boy. What the heck? Oh man. Okay. Well, that's gonna be fun. Guns are an important part of the meta nowadays. And apparently I spawned without them. Oh, Star Citizen, could you figure out more? It's so funny. Piracy is having this game poor. Yeah, definitely. Oh, let's see. I'll try that. Let's see. This. Fire it back up.
Hello. How can Miss help you today?
No, they're not shooting. Ah, well. There was lots of times that I would go. I used to take the guns off my prospector, but they're kind of they're important nowadays. I didn't expect this to be Quantanium here, anyways, and it doesn't appear to be. Nope, that's not Quant. All right, rinse and repeat, right? Beautiful. Let me speed up a touch. There we go. Couple of opportunity markers. 8,500. We'll approach that. Interesting. M-type. Now it's weird. That time I didn't shoot my gun, but just dropping out of the scan kind of worked right there. That's sorry for the silence there. I was kind of thinking about that for a hot minute. Worried about the master modes and the future of bombers. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Scarred, for sure. Nen Tasty had another prospector attack me once, turned the helix power on him and melted him in a few seconds. NSX, welcome to the channel, by the way. Not a name I recognize. Happy to have you aboard. Hey, Sandy, I'm back in town, hoping to get some 318 in. Awesome. NSX, we actually used to do, in the org that I was in, we used to actually have this kind of, like, game that we would play where we would, like, pretend like people were kind of gotten loose, and we would actually chase them down with the moles. So the goal was you'd have like kind of a caldera or like a valley set up like a cutty red on one side and a cutty red on another. They'd bust out of the cutty red and try and run across the valley with moles hunting them. And it was just kind of like War of the Worlds mode, like where you get melted by the lasers. It was a lot of fun. And so, ooh, boy, that was tight. Oh, it's because I hit C, that's why. I didn't realize I had done that. That was, man, V is I'm having a day here. Let's take a look at these anyways. They look like Quant as they were about to destroy me as I flew by, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that, we had a lot of fun with it. Alright, let's take a look at these guys. Not a good rock. That's a blue cap right there. Not a good rock. That's a blue cap right there. Couple of 2%ers. We'll keep moving. That was a shit. Yeah, I felt the breeze too. Definitely, definitely got a good visual on him though, right, Astro? Master mode is slowing down speeds. Nothing to do with cockpit modes. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that for sure. I mean, if you kiss the rock, I'm like, you scan it. This is exactly right. Sounds like the new game mode they need to add right after they get theaters. Yeah, you're not wrong, NS. Yeah, I know. It's that would be the new, like they'd hire the new studio to do that one, right? And it would be right out. We'll have that right out as soon as you buy an extra ship or two. All right. Yeah, that's 1700. 5100's never, ever, ever Quantanium, so we won't worry about that. All right, we're cruising along here. $51 hundo. All right, a couple of opportunity markers. 17. 17. We'll keep on running. All right. Well, nice to be out and actually getting some pings in again. Things will change once they add an armor. Yes, things are going to change dramatically with armor. I agree with that assessment 100%. And things will change with engineering, as you know, like when you can really damage the components. I mean, significantly more than you can now. I know when I go out in the Halo with a friend and his reclaimer, he made a comment about how many single rocks are out in the Halo. We found a few hundred before we found salvage. Yes, your salvage is very difficult to find in the Halo right now. That's why I think, honestly, prioritizing scouting widow is the way to do it. Like if you're gonna have people in the reclaimer, have the other pilots that are going to be in the reclaimer just fly out into the Halo and, like I said, use boxes, use ships, use whatever you can to locate the resources first before you're moving that big ship out there. That way, you can get 3 or 4 people out there scouting, prioritize location first, marking the things, and then go from there. Tella, well, thanks for sharing your time with me. Kept me awake. Tella, I'm so happy that you're home. Get some rest. You deserve it. Please take care of yourself, okay? And Tella, it was always awesome to I'm glad we were able to help as, at whatever level we could. Take care of yourself. 17. With so many rocks unscannable, so to speak, they really ought to populate them more with hand minables. So you can EV something. You're right, Ramoyne. I mean, really, I just wish they would fix the unscannable rocks. I mean, that's been a thing for a long time. 17. I think that's at 17. And the last one I looked at out of the 5's 13.6. All right, well, that's good. Let's go look at the 13.6. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm not going to fly right at him. We'll go in and get a visual on him. I have found rocks in the Halo with hand minables on them too. But I normally have my tractor beam and not my not my. Can you find hand minables? Yes, you can. They're on rocks. They're in these little. If you go back and look at my channel, I actually have posted pictures of them, you know, where they're like this little nest on top of one of the Quantanium rocks, and in there's a hand mineable. It's weird when you find them. That is not Quantanium. Nope. All right, we'll keep moving. I thought about flying around and finding salvage ships, selling location. You know, yeah. Well, that's the gameplay that someday that's really the business that I want to be in Star Citizen. It's just locating valuable resources, marking the locations, and selling the locations. That's kind of, now don't get me wrong, in certain situations, if I found stuff that was really, really incredible, I might also then organize, you know, a special operation to, you know, to retrieve the stuff. But for the most part, I really would like to do the, I would really want to do just kind of, you know, the prospecting, if you will. But one rock I was looking at had a diamond icon. Yeah, that happens. That makes me want to put an ROC on the back of my Nomad and rock mine in the well, that would, I don't know if they're rock mining sizes. But if, you know, I guess I thought they were hand minables, but maybe they were rock. I thought the rock still crashed the game. I don't know if it does or not right now, Widow. It might. I know Star was having, you know, he was mentioning that he was having a struggle with rock mining the other morning. Seen a few myself. It's not so common, but it's not common. Should be ubiquitous. Should be present enough that it's be useful to break a ship mine. Yeah. I mean, it's. You know, and they have these new gold. Wouldn't it be cool if you could find like that gold hand mineable that they're gonna stick in caves, like on, you know, that's supposed to be super lucrative. I do have a Discord. Yep, well, it's not mine. It's the Explorers League Discord, Dark. And if you look me up, I'm Space Shorts 8011. You can just ping me, and I'll definitely invite you along. It's more of a community than an org. You know, it's a great community. It's kind of a good gateway community to find. We are, of course, affiliated with lots of orgs, as you can imagine, and really affiliated with tons of great players. Hey, there's 11-9. All right, well, we'll approach. We will not approach flying right at them, though. All right, what do we have here? We have not Quantanium. That's what we have. All right. Wish me luck getting in, Sandy. You can get in. You'll make it. Hey, son, how have you been? Nice to see you. Hope that you're doing well. All right, well, we've got the dragon by the tail here today, you guys. We've hit a lot of little Star Citizen-y things, and you know, and we definitely have not had great luck locating scannable. I found, I guess, maybe 2 or 3 Quantanium, one cluster and a couple of doublers, and none of them have scanned. So we'll just keep on keeping on here a little, you know. Just want to get one in the hopper today if we can. They still haven't fixed the unscannable asteroids. Good lord, have you checked in Lyrian through? I haven't done a lot of surface mining since 318 went live. NS is my favorite because, yes, it was always guaranteed Quantanium. It definitely was. I sent a friend request on Discord to you. Thanks, Dark. I will get that as soon as the stream's over. And I will invite you over to the Explorers League community there. Doing great. Thanks. Awesome, son. I would say the same for rock mining. They have some hand minables nearby to get. Yes, exactly. Toss in that variety and create some ultra rares, you know. Make it so all of a sudden you can find something that's really, really, really cool. All right. Well, there's 34 hundo right out in front of me. We're going to kind of keep that one going right out in front of us. All right. Exactly. Be aware once 318 settles. Lyria and Ark are going to be... Yeah, it's going to be very... Exactly. The reason things aren't so pirate heavy right now is because the game's just not working right. Wow, this is probably Quantanium, and I'm not getting any... Same kind of gig here, you guys. Just no love with these. Lot of Quantanium, but not getting a whole lot of scannable rocks out of there. So I will try the EVA trick again. I'm not going to give up on the EVA trick quite yet. I mean, it has not worked one time. This is probably the 10th time I've tried it, though. So we're getting close to giving up on it in 318. But all right, let's get ourselves upright. There we go. my landing gear is down. Typical V move right there. All right. Back in we head. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't keep, because I'm kind of keeping an eye on like the stream stats, and I keep an eye on of course the chat. It's difficult to also monitor Discord for me when I usually just kind of keep it down because I get a lot of Discord stuff, but I'll look at it as soon as I'm done with the stream, you guys. Unless it's some people say please check it or whatever, and I will. Troll, how you doing, Troll? Nice to see you. It's so... I think everybody, it's so nice. No way. I almost think it did. It worked that time, you guys. Look. It did. It worked that time. It did. I can't believe it did, but it did. That's 1 in 10 times that's worked. Isn't that weird? And this is actually, that might be an okay rock. 23%, or I'll tell you what, I'll mine it. With the way the day's been going. That's not going to be a great rock. This is not a bad, this will be over 20 SCU. I mean, barely. But we'll take it. Troll, you're my good luck charm today. Nicely done. Most of the time it's Ramoyne. Ramoyne comes on and I get lucky. All right. All right, I like that. So, hey, the unscannable thing worked. Troll 318. You're not wrong. Especially the beer at the end. You're not wrong. All right, let's loosen up the laser head here. Finally finding something to mine here. Still got a long ways to go. Troll. Nicely done. All right, I'll sip a little coffee here. Ooh, 29 likes, you guys. It's awesome. Appreciate it. Dark, I'm in the same... I hear what you're saying, Dark. I'm in the same boat. I've got about maybe 20% left in the cup here. Ooh, it's good too. So yeah, this is probably going to be just over 20 SCU, depending on how it broke. Not the greatest run in the world, but you know what? After what we've been after the drought we've been in, we'll take it. We'll take every bit of it. Star Citizen is definitely doing Star Citizen things today. There's a great conjunction right there of weak points. You are a lucky charm, Ramoyne, for sure. Absolutely. Alright, we're holding good here. It's trying to jump up. I'm going to swing it down into the 30%ers. Now it's starting to fall out. I'm back up to 50. Keeping it nice and even here. Should be a decent break. It did try to spike up there for a second, but I pulled it down. Oh, heavens and stars. No worries. We gotta wait for this server to decide to break the rock here. And once it does, we'll go ahead and take a look at what we got. Alright. That's gonna be nothing. Can be a good sign. That's going to be nothing. Now, good. We're concentrated over the last 4. I love SC. Troll, I hear you. Oh, that's funny. What about here? That's going to be nothing. Oh, this broke. This actually maybe broke cleaner than I expected. That's going to have nothing. So that is crazy. Nothing, 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 and nothing. So we're going to have... This actually broke really clean, you guys. It's like amazingly clean. I would have never dreamed out of a 24%er that we get a 17 SCU 100%er. What's this guy going to be? If it's 30 or 40 maybe? Yeah, 43. All right, well, let's go ahead and get that. This is easy peasy. At least it's a 2 break. Even though it was a low percentage, it's a 2 break. Sounds like a kettle boiling. All right. We'll pop this guy here. Yeah. Could have waited till I got into the green, I suppose. Five's a little bouncing between 5 and 2 here. Nate says, let's distract him when he's in the green. I see that over there, Nate. Hey, welcome back, Widow. That's so funny, Nate. That is really funny. All right, we're in good shape. I want to run this up here within 30. I got 10 seconds. It's doing that weird thing where it does this now and then, when you first switch over a rock. And it wants to try and eat up some of my brand time. That's the entire reason it did that. Ooh, that sounds really good. Raspberry. Chocolate dark roast. Mmm. I have a medium roast right now, which is a weird one. But it's good. Alright, we're going to ride this thing out here at the end and see how we do. Maybe not, though. I don't want to have to fire a brand. I don't have to fire the second time. Hey, I think we got it. Oh, wow. We're still waiting for that one to explode. I had no idea. Oh, boy. My goodness. Yeah, no, I think that's a great choice. There are a couple of local coffee shops in town, and one of them actually does a lot of importing of coffees from South America. I'm gonna go in there and talk to them about, getting a Space Shorts coffee together. Ooh, pale ale, yum. Have you ever had that, Ramon? Have you ever had that Guinness? Don't get me wrong. If you're gonna have a Guinness, have a regular Guinness, of course. But have you ever tried Guinness Blonde? I love those. Raspberries and chocolate. Yeah, how can you not? Like I said, oh yeah, the kettle's boiling. You're not wrong. What the heck is going on over here? Are we? Yeah, let's... Okay, let's take a look. What on earth? Yeah, just looking up here and seeing if I can see anything. Star Citizen is being very Star Citizen-y today. You know? It is really funny. It is really funny. What? That one broke before that one? Come on. That's so funny. I don't want to start extracting until... That's so ridiculous. What are you doing over here? 43%er. You can do it. Okay. You know what? It's been I've done a lot of mining in my days. That's the first time I broke a rock and seen that before. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Volatile cargo. We know the shooting thing worked, Fig, except for the funny thing happened, right? So I 30K'd. Then I recalled my ship. Then I made sure it had the Lancet and the Brants on there. I made sure we were perfectly fine. Then I flew out here, and I didn't check to make sure I still had guns on my Prospector, and it didn't. So it did work. It did work. But is this piece over here that flew off? What on earth? Now there's the 4. That was more SCU in that than what? Maybe it flew around or something. Hold on. That's 3%. So if that's 3%, then these are gonna be okay. Alright, that's 17. This is probably going to have a pretty low concentration of it in there too, maybe. Well, that thing broke pretty clean, actually. Over 20 SCU. I'll scoop this. Oh, that's a lot of... I mean, I will. I just want to double check there isn't one other rock hidden anywhere. Nope. Well, it is over 20 SCU, so that's okay. LOL, no guns. I know, what the heck, Vic? Drink Dos Equis. Yeah, those are good. Switching back. Yeah, it has worked a couple times, Fig, for sure. All right, you guys. That was a lot of work for a little over 20 SCU. Carlsberg. Yeah, that's... I don't know that I've had a Carlsberg. I'm on the Carlsberg. It's where I went. LOL. Oh. Oh my goodness. It has been an absolute battle to get some Quantanium on board today. That being said, we're still not done, right? I mean, we still have to land, get a hangar. There's still work to be done here, you guys. And in spades. It is, I mean, and it's just like, and every part of it too, is just like there's always something. Chocolate stout is amazing. I have had a really good chocolate stout before, and they're delicious. You're not wrong about that. It's funny because when I was younger, and I still do, I used to really like dark beer, like Nor'westers or, like really, really dark beers. And as I've gotten older, for whatever reason, lighter beers just, you know, like your lagers and anything pale ale around that area. Oh my gosh, you know. We determined devs use ChatGPT to write code for. That's so funny, troll. Can't wait for the summer and the Leinenkugels summer shandy. Yeah, those are really good. The summer shandies are good. It's funny. Griff, there was a bar in town on Tuesday nights that had dollar summer shandies. And yeah, that didn't end well a couple nights for me. Back in the day. I really like summer shandies as well. I also do like a Blue Moon occasionally with orange. Those are delish. The heavy ones hit a little harder than the light ones. They do, and it's not even about that as much. It's just like most of the time when I'm drinking beers now, it's like when I'm barbecuing on a summer day. It's more of a light type thing, you know. Right. This has been a pitched battle here to St. Austell's Tribute Pale Ale is really nice. Well, I like Pale Ale. Of course, there's Sierra Nevadas. Those are delish. The one thing I will say, Ramoyne, about Pale Ales for me is, and like all beer, I mean, you know, like I really like it when it's super cold, like as cold as it possibly can get. But Pale Ale in particular, I like it like as close to freezing as possible. You know, like for whatever reason, Pale Ales hit me a different way when they're super chilled. The stouts are more filling than anything else. Yeah, it's like a meal. You're not wrong about that. I used to go to Arlington Racetrack in Illinois. No one drinks the Summer Shandy Tall Boys for $3. That's what I'm talking about, Grift, right there. You know, you're right, but back before Summer Shandy took off, they used to give it away, and it was a great beer, and it tastes delicious, and it's a great summer beer. I miss Nickel Pitcher Night. Oh my gosh, troll, man, sitting down with a couple buddies over a pitcher, and just kind of, solving the world's problems that night, and creating a few of your own. It's nothing better. Oh. Solving everybody else's problems but your own, right? Over a few beers. Yes. I miss Red Stripe. Yeah, Red Stripe commercials were great. You're not wrong, Nate. All right, so we're going to bring this in. Hopefully we can get this down in the hopper. That would be great. I've definitely had a few nights where I drank, really good beers most of the night, and then all of a sudden you get to the end of it, it's like, well, there's a couple PBRs left. It's like, oh, I don't know. Drink one, be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have drank that one last PBR. It's horrible. If you start out with PBR, you can end the night with PBR, but if you start out somewhere else, man. I also like wine. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I love a good a dry red wine, French Bordeaux or a Malbec. What? I don't. As much as I talk, I don't do a whole lot of drinking. Socially, of course, but with a few buddies. Definitely when I barbecue in the summer, I enjoy. Last night, my daughter asked. She's like, "Do you want me to make? I'm making lemon drops. Do you want one?" I said, "Yeah." Richard, how you doing? Nice to see you. Jessica Oster says everything was actually working. What server were you on, Richard? Until I tried to land. And then, well, that's exactly right. I mean, it's getting the taste for the whiskey, too. All right, so there's first alarm. Oh, weird. Let me do this. We know first alarm is on. We're not in any hurry, though. It just popped. And I've taken to going into these little hangars that you have to float in on a diagonal angle. I tend to find that I don't seem to hit the back of my ship as often as I used to going in this way. As you can see, like I just have a better vision, and then I just kind of rotate over this way as we come in. Yeah, just like that, really. All right, cool. That was halfway decent landing. We're starting to get it together. Do our post flight there. Let's get out of here. Critical Role. Oh, love Critical Role. First season, was second season. Oh, let's see. What is that? The first, the best part of the Lions Bud Lights is they don't leave the rings on the table. Sunseeker, yes. I knew it to me. I'm not a steady drinker, just every now and then. Exactly. But I have to, yeah, I do drink socially from time to time. Especially a couple times in the summer, for sure. I nosedive and level out, Scarred. I don't, that's a very good thing to do as well.
Welcome.
Griff, for sure. I mean, that's nothing wrong with doing it that way. 33 likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. Lots of new faces today as well, which is cool. Oh. Wow. All right. Well, we might have a little bit in the hopper finally. That took a, as you guys know, some days we get out there and we, there are days when we have $1 million streams, and there are days when we just work our tail off to, make 150K, 200K. And that's today. Today's been a working man's mining day. Lots and lots of, and don't get me wrong, Star Citizens, had a few mistakes, but I made some mistakes too, right off the bat. If you guys recall, early in the stream, I forgot to call the top of the hangar and, and crash my ship. So, unforced errors too, today. So I'm going to get this in the hopper and try and maybe see if we can't squeeze out there for one more run. Old Fashions and Tom Collins, oh yeah. Now Sandy's starting. Nothing wrong with a good mixed drink too. I mean, we're heading up. Cargo haulers don't work that hard. You will be in the future though, Sandy, don't you think, having to move all the boxes? Unless you're going to hire the NPCs to do it for you. On the margins, right? Alright, that prospector's got nothing. This prospector's got something. Dynex Salvination, we'll get that quote. We'll be hauling that out of here. Hey, JS, nice to see you. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a struggle. We finally just get, we just were able to put about 20 SCU in the hopper. But it's been, it's Star Citizens had its issues today. Yeah, look at that. Almost exactly 20 SCU in the hopper. That's weird. That is strange to have it just a perfect amount to get a 20 SCU yield. So, yeah, I mean, 150,000, 160,000 or so in the hopper. I'm watching Critical Role for so long. My family even knows it's Thursdays, our days. The dinner needs to be early. Yeah. Now, we have a regular campaign, Widow, that, like my best friend in life and his children, and me and my son have had a campaign going for a couple of years. He does the DMing, and they're really big into Critical Role. I watch it. I think it's great, but I'm not as hooked on it where I, kind of catch it on those particular nights. But it's something I do like to throw the headphones on and watch as I drift off to sleep or whatever, and wake up like way further in the episode and think, oh man, what have I missed? Alright, can I store that guy? Okay. Don't talk to me about, oh, here we go, guys. Sorry about that. Let me hide user from channel. Report. Pornography. Report. Hide user from my channel. Okay. Narino, well, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hello after a year. Welcome back to the channel. I was dealing with that bot for just a second, so I didn't. I missed it. Yeah, Yeah, that kind of stuff is silly. Yeah, this is the wrong... They came to the wrong place. Honestly. It would be funny if I got a lot... If they fined for littering, then man, I would definitely be hit. What the heck? I've eaten a whole bunch of stuff. Why am I still hungry? Andreas, how are you? Nice to see you today. Norino says, I came back to SE after a year when it's... Oh, yeah. And you know what? You're not the only one, Norino, who's kind of... was really waiting, and hoping for 318. Yeah, I hear what you're... I definitely hear what you're saying, so... All right, you guys. Everybody give Andreas a salute. Andreas, how you been? How's your weekend treating you? It will get better. Grift is absolutely right. It will get better. They'll get it fixed. Okay, this is where we got to do the old... Is Cutter for sale in-game? I think it is, Sandy. I'd like to say that I think that it is. And as you all know who watch my channel, I don't like doing this. I would prefer not to have to do this. But it's just... Right now, the hangar doors are not opening inside this refinery, so... Yeah, but at least I can learn it. I mean, in the meanwhile, yeah, it's great. There will be, fines, just... If there are fines, I'll be broke in no time. Chris isn't wrong. Chris is absolutely wrong. Right, I would need to have, like, some unbelievable Quantanium runs to offset my litter bug habit. Especially if they go retro. I'll have to mine for weeks to just pay that off. Chad GP is working on the code to fix that right now. Littering the bodies, yeah. Yes, and I've been littering bodies too. There's so much VDNA down in the in the refinery area. And so you definitely do not need a dark light. I'm fine. Woke up in Orson today. The 5%. I can't believe I just said that. I guess my character is good. Yeah. Oh yeah, 5% hydration. He must have had a great night. I think I've had a few mornings, Andreas, that I woke up and had 5% hydration. I did. I committed Harry Carey. All right, let's do a pre-flight, you guys here. Kind of a post-flight too, but a pre-flight. All right, what do we got here? We got prospectors. That's what we want. And let's just check the vehicle weapons are empty. How did that happen? And look at why is going. Oh, I've seen this before. That's not here. I'll do it again, and they'll be back. I have a feeling the vehicle guns won't be though. Oh, my weapons are back now. What on earth? It's so weird. All right, we'll take it. That's the prospector. I was amazed how fast the 890 sold out when it went live. Isn't that? It is crazy when those big ships go on sale with them and they sell out that fast. It blows my mind that happens. What's in the torpedo burritos? V from the... Yeah, that's exactly right. They definitely... I definitely could be being served all over the station here, and I had no idea. I got to do something with the bodies, though, Nate, right? My ships got duplicated recently. I can only claim the dupes. Oh, man, Andreas. That's crazy. Oh, and there goes my, there goes the yellow,
Your vehicle has been delivered to
the yellow markers, because I had to die there. This is all right. No big deal. All right, hangar 2. We're going to go out and see if we can't get one more Quantanium run in for the day. It's definitely, it's been a battle, but we were able to get 20 SCU in the hopper. And I'm not, I have nothing to complain about, you guys. I'm at 1.8 million. I mean, I have been able to get a few loads into the station here. Not a ton, obviously, but, enough to kind of at least not feel like I'm up against it. With fridges working in some ships, when will the bar work in the Phoenix? Oh, and especially now that they've got the Phoenix bar as kind of Space Dad's, you know, set there, Sandy, they've really got to put some extra work into that. By the way, I really did like Jared's kind of acknowledgement of how terrible things had been working. I mean, not that he could avoid doing that at all, but I appreciated it. Wait, I thought I did this already, but maybe I didn't. All right, so I have the Lancet, I have the Brants, we're good there. With fridges working, yeah, in some ships. I want the Reclaimer and Hammerhead, but I can't drop that much money. I need $20 more to get Concierge. Well, I think if you just... Now, Dark, do you have the subscription? Because the subscription would put you over for that, right? 1 month? Have you tried the new drone camera yet? I have not, Troll. Is that something that's following around missiles, or how does that work? Tired of negative Nancy's. Ah, yeah. Oh, boy. Here we go again, you guys. So hold on. I'll take care of it. Let's see. Report. Porn. Report. Hide. Okay. Report. Porn. Report. Hide. Okay. All right. Well, that fixed that real quick. I need to look up and make sure I didn't yet. Okay.
You are clear to launch.
I don't want to crash into that stuff anymore. Oh, you're a sub. Yeah, I got you there. So yeah, that's maybe a paint or two. You're close. I'm not going to suggest you put one. That's funny. V's chat is the best chat. Son, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Bot is back. Kill it. I killed it. Yeah, I can't get... Can I get a date tonight? You know, why? Under heavens and stars, of all the places to advertise, really, this place? I mean, we are trying... All right, some jokes I'm not going to... I was going to say something, but I'm not going to. All right, we're moving on. Yeah, it always does kind of... I don't know. You're just not you're looking for love in the wrong place if you're hanging out on this chat. I love the paint. I do too. My paints got eaten recently when all my ships returned to Lorville. I noticed I didn't have the paints on my ships any longer, and they were no longer available. Which, that makes me kind of... I don't know how I feel about that. But I'll kind of deal with that another time. Sandy, today's the first time I've seen bots in a while. But I will tell you, because I have a little bit more time, and of course we're starting to build up the numbers again, and people, you know, lots of new faces. It doesn't surprise me. We're getting over some threshold again that we had fallen under before, just because I've been so busy the last 6 months taking care of mom and dad. You know, which, you know, was what it was. Absolutely. I haven't said anything to you guys. Of course, you guys, most of you who are older to the channel, I'm not saying this to curry favor. Most of you who are older to the channel, you know, my mom passed in September, and I'd been taking care of my father, you know, every day since mom had passed. 5 days a week, my sisters and I had been in a rotation. They were taking care of nights and weekends, and I was doing a lot of the days because I can work from home. And my dad actually passed on Monday. So my Star Citizen time is going to be exponentially more, but it's an awful sad way to come by it. So it's just one of those things in life. He was a 100% disabled veteran and had a lot of struggles, and he's gone home to he's with mom now. So we're moving on. I'm going to have a lot more time going forward to get back to kind of life as it was, but I'm so thankful for the time I got to spend with Dad the last 6 months. I love the Stormbringer paint. You made it as a streamer when a bot... You know you made it as a streamer when bots target you exactly, finding many salvage. Oh, Nate, it's absolutely fine. You know, he's no longer in pain. They found a dupe exploit for refinery orders with the amount of money gets generated. AUC surely will be added to partial wipe in 318. Yes, you're not wrong, Andreas, for sure. All right, 6.6. We're going to drop out of here. Love Struck, that's the pinkish colored armor. I hate pink. All right. Let's drop out of here. Thank you, Clive. I appreciate that, son. Thank you. You know, I don't like to say that kind of personal stuff usually on, you know, but I know a lot. Some of you already know that, who kind of know me personally a little bit more. And, you know, it's just one of those things in life. I guess the only thing that I would say is, you know, if there are people in your life who are important to you, definitely spend some time with them. You know, when you have those opportunities, because you won't always forever. I got the 400. That's such a great ship, Sandy. Really thinking about. Yeah, I like the green paint. I do. I like that on the that's a 1700. I like the green paint on the Vulture right now for sure. That's the Halloween one. Is the Halloween paint different, you guys, than the actual? Is it different than the St. Patrick's Day paint? They might change for AUC if it gets too bad. All right, let's go ahead and. All right, hold on. Let's get a ping. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. Trying to get a long scan, and let's turn these off. Let's fire. We got guns again. I noticed that. Let's fire. Yay, M types. All right, so it does work. That's man, that's a great tipper trick. That long. All right, that's 5100s will never be Quantanium, so we won't mess around with those. 17. All right, rinse and repeat. Well, I will say from a ping standpoint, the Asian. I mean, I don't get the same FPS. But I mean, you know, it's you know, we're as all of us are used to playing in low FPS on Star Citizen. I would fly the green-orange paint if it would let me pull the original. That's awesome. You're not alone in that. My youngest brother passed away suddenly. I remember you mentioning that, Ramoyne. And his had to arrange next skin was only a fortnight ago. Yeah, you know, and you know, Dad's going to be interned in one of the national cemeteries. He's entitled to that as a veteran who was wounded in war. So yeah, that's where we're going to do that. That's going to happen later this summer. It takes a little while for all that stuff to happen. So, you know, making all those arrangements has been interesting. But yeah, you know, I know what you're. Ramon, you and I are of the age, and I think we've spoke on this before, where, you know, sometimes it's life. It happens. It's hard. You already know about that. I'm in the process of sorting that. Yes, exactly. Well, I'm in the same boat too, right? Mom and Dad is organized. Now that's going to be scrap, you guys. That's going to be scrappy dappy doozle right there. Watch, we're going to fly right past this scrap. That is 10,000. That is 5 pieces of scrap. But yeah, the same kind of boat. There wasn't a whole lot of decisions. Hey, Troll, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Look at that. Look at all that scrap. That's awesome. We're flying right through it. Oh, Grift, it really is okay, honestly. Like I said, I was hesitant to say something, but, you know, I know a lot of you have known me and are hung out for a long time, and it's, you know, I'm a definitely a glasses half full kind of dude in life, and yeah, I mean, he was a good man. It was my honor to be his son. Truly. All right. 17 hundo. Keep on these 90 scans. Occasionally ping back to a 180 and get yourself more opportunity markers. All right, 17 hundo there. They're a little more off the beaten path when you do the 180 scan. You know, they can be out on the fringes a little more. 17 hundo. But occasionally, if you're not getting pings on the 90, that's what you want to do. Yeah, no, it's funny. That's kind of like a JS, a way to talk to my. That's how I talk to my grandchildren a lot. I'll throw a little extra in there, and you know, they kind of love that. I do that. I'm so willing to spend money. Yeah, paints for sure. Paints are always good. I like paints, for sure. Plus, I have to wait for a... Yeah, I just got Dad's on Thursday. In Quest, yeah, pending. I do have the... Oh, so they kind of issue kind of a pre one, and then they have a final one later on. It took a little while. That's interesting. I have a flyby there. Not Quantanium, though. It's all that, you know, contacting all the financial institutions and all that's interesting. Thank you. It's life and have to deal with... Yes, exactly. I have 4 children, Grift. 24, 22, 19, and 12. That's the beauty about having children that are above 18 and not quite to 27 yet. They know everything. So if I need to know anything, I can just ask them, right? You guys know how that goes. When I was their age, I was the same way. There was nothing I didn't know. Just had to ask. Until I was about 25, and I'm like, man, I don't really know anything. That's how life goes. I laughed at the assembly paint for the Vulture since it looks like a medical show. Yeah, there is a weird couple of paints for the Vulture that look like almost like search and rescue, like salvage mode. I have 4 daughters, 9, 9, 8, and 6. You are a busy man. 4 daughters to take care of you when you get older, too. That is awesome. That is, those are some crazy, you know, those are such fun ages, 9, 9, 8, and 6. That's awesome, Grift. I didn't know that. I'm glad you said that. No, my, you know, just absolutely adore my children. They're good kids. They're not nearly as crazy as I was when I was younger. Look at these quant rocks here. My 18 knows everything except how to get a part-time job. Oh, zing, Nate. That's awesome. I'll tell you guys something funny, which is, no big deal. But I remember my daughter, one time she was calling somebody. And she said, man, something's wrong with the phone. And she handed it to me, and I listened to it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the phone. That's a busy signal. Haven't you heard of? You've never heard of busy signal? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, well, we used to have that back in the day. All right, this is not going to be a great rock. A couple of 2%ers here, so we'll keep on moving. Yeah, they just she'd never heard a busy signal before. I was like, what? That's crazy. It's an interim measure, so you sort out the legal affairs, bank accounts, state benefits, the deaths. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's interesting. We just have the one document, the certificate of death. They don't really issue anything pre, but yeah, I understand what you're saying, and it makes sense too. Too damn smart already, learning coding 4 languages. Sometimes the language thing makes them stare at me with a blank face until I throw some Spanish out there. My youngest loves to fly the ships. Her fave is the Valkyrie. Wow, JS, that's cool. I'm 47 and forgotten more than my 20-year-old will ever learn. Yeah, you're not wrong, Troll. You're not wrong. That's funny. All right, 90. Where are we at? 17 hundo. Oh, son, heck yeah. Well, I think we grew up in the golden age of video games, son. I mean, we remember the time before there were these consoles, and then we've seen them all come. The Intellivisions, the Odyssey systems, of course, then all your big ones as well. Dreamcast, and and of course all your Nintendos and all, all of those, and then, of course, we got to see the golden age of PC building. I'm never going to stop loving video games. I was hooked in 1988 when, playing those games, way back in the day. There's Q-types right there. That's awesome. So that trick, I've been able to integrate it now kind of as we roll here. So that's really good. And it is working too, to shoot and yes, remember that? Oh, I love those. Our arcades were some of my favorite haunts for sure. Love those. Dig Dug and yeah, 23 still gave me. No, that's awesome. And that's awesome that you're younger. A lot of people on the channel here are older folks here, Nerino. So thanks for representing the younger crowd for sure. This could be okay. It's probably not going to be great. Yeah, it's an 11%er. All right, we'll keep moving. BBC home computer. Exactly, Clyde. That's what I'm talking about. The Commodore 64s, the TSR-80, the, of course, the, like I said, the Commodore 64s, those types of things. Oh, such awesome. That's why SC makes me think about. Well, and that's what, it really is. I use SC to distract myself, too. I mean, like, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a hobby where I'm at home. I'm not out drinking or, that type of thing. I always tease my wife, and my wife is super gracious about this hobby that I have. I work hard and, pay the bills, but and help pay the bills. But, there are, you got to have the things that you like to do in life for sure. All right. Let's do that and we'll rescan them. I actually recall my younger brother, not my youngest brother, playing on what you guys call the Sega Genesis. Yes, exactly. I played a Dismiss the Gaming with the Fad with no future. I'll tell you guys something funny. It's just similar to what you're saying. We are boomers, correction zoomers. That's awesome. I mean, this hobby can't... Oh, this is an expensive hobby. I do tease my wife now and then, though. It's like, I could get into fishing. Those boats are like $10,000 to start with. Let's go look, and she's like, no, that's okay. She's so good. She's so good to me, honestly. But no, in that genre, in kind of what you're saying, Ramoyne, is I remember back, I forget what year it was, but it was the year that people were mining Bitcoins, but it had been going on for like a year or something. And I actually set up everything to mine Bitcoin. And then when I finally started I didn't turn it on, but I started looking into it. And I'm like, what? I'm going to have this stuff on all month and I'm only going to get like 2 or 3 Bitcoins? That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. How much are those things worth? Like 30 cents each? So, like, I could have, I was ready to mine Bitcoins. All I had to do was turn it on. And I could have gotten a Bitcoin or 2. But of course I was like, oh, those are P-types. I'm going to keep on moving. I was like, no, this thing's never going to be a thing. I'm not going to have these computers running 24/7. Yeah. And then all those years later, it's like 1 Bitcoin, 50 grand. It's like, oh my gosh. We'll buy all the flight sticks and JPEGs we like to buy. Exactly. I have never played in a video game arcade. Oh, wow. We loved arcades growing up. Those were so much fun. Quarters. Hey, there's 6800. That's a nice batch of rocks there. Let's go ahead and approach those. Nice tight cluster as well. I would be surprised if that's not Q-type. Long scanning here. All right, we're approaching now. We'll just get a visual on them. I hope SC gets to a good state before the arthritis. Son. The camaraderie of this community in this game is what... You know what, JS? You're absolutely right. That it's so funny because these are Quantanium. And they're not scannable. But I did, on this stream, you guys, fix unscannable rocks with the EVA trick. So it did work the last time. So I'm going to try it again. It did work one time before. I got an arthritic flight stick in a mouse. I got into gaming via my my late youngest brother. He had two consoles, the N64, great one, and the PlayStation. We swapped them between us until I decided enough was enough and made him choose one or the other. That's funny. That would my. It's funny because my 12-year-old is like that. Man, he bounces around on games a lot. Like he'll play a bunch of Bannerlord, and then he'll I'm kind of tired of Bannerlord, and then he'll just find different like Roblox games and things like that he likes, and does that exactly what you're saying. All right, there's 4 rocks here. I hope that they will become scannable. All right, we got about 100 meters away. We're going to kind of head back in and see how it goes. All right, enter the ship here. I have the second system, and I have been thinking about maybe getting a second pair of sticks, which seems excessive, to be honest. But, you know, by the same token, it's like when I go over to sit at that station to play, it's like, I don't feel like moving the sticks every time. Yeah, it did not turn these ones into scannable rocks. So we're going to try a couple of other things. I'm going to try and turn off power. And turn power back on. We're going to try... oh, boy. Really? You silly. Pornography. Yes, yes, yes. Goodbye. Suffice to say, I got the PlayStation and played on PlayStation until PS4. My first PS I bought in Japan... oh, it was the S. Oh, nice. First came out. That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and... I'm going to get in here and shoot these guys. I'm gonna try a couple of other little things just to, that I wouldn't normally try. Power cycle and that kind of stuff. Yeah, they're just not going to give a... they're not going to give us any love. We'll move on. That's okay. And I have a lot of people, like a lot of friends today, as you guys would imagine, that like Raspberry Pis. And I'll do a lot of emulation, you know, on older games and stuff. Heck, a Raspberry Pi might have every single, like, you know, game on it for an entire system, you know, type of thing. It's crazy. Didn't get a type there. We'll just kind of approach them, see what we get. Did I hit C? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't hit C. Alright, let's go back and turn... let's go back around them again. Ah, the bot, yeah. What? These ones are not scannable either. Alright, let's go out and see if we can fix that. Been a console player since N64? Yeah. Silly bot. I liked Nobunaga's Ambition and like some of those kind of like Romance of the Three Kingdoms style games back in the day. Well, look at my guy's... I just noticed my guy has a candy bar in his hand. As he was stepping out on that EVA, it's the first I've noticed it. I still got a candy bar in my hand. Can I look down and see it? No, I can't in EVA. The EVA trick did work earlier in this stream, so that's why I'm trying it more. Like, you know, it's about a 10%. In my mind, it's about a 10% kind of thing. But it did work, so we'll give it another try here. I swear the Tinder bots are not me. Troll was my nickname in the Marines. Uncle Sam's misguided children. Oh, that's funny. Well played, Troll. Well played. Sip of coffee there. Simply found it easier on console to stick. Well, it was funny. I had heard, Ramon, I had heard, I blew up bridges for a living. That's awesome. What a crazy, demolitions. Crazy job, Troll. Did not fix these particular ones. Yeah, well, we'll keep on moving. That's the second batch in a row right there, Quant Rocks, that have been grumpy about being scanned. That's okay. I had Romance of the Three Kingdoms also. Yeah, wasn't that a great game, son? I liked Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I thought that was a great game. 1371 was MOS number. I don't know what an MOS number is. If I'm just being perfectly honest, Troll. I remember my dad was he was a ranger, and I remember he did a lot of jumping out of airplanes. And I remember asking him one time, "Hey, Dad, were you scared the first time you jumped out of the airplane?" He's like, "Oh no, I wasn't scared the first time I jumped out of the airplane. They kind of have you really pumped up and ready to go." He's like, "The second time, however, I was terrified," which I always thought was funny that he said it that way. Very, very astute way to say it. 88 Mike here. Nice, you guys. Alright, well, we're going to approach these guys and see what we got. Do a visual on them. Does not appear to be Quant. Nope. Keep it moving. Combat engineer, job number for military. Ah, that makes sense for sure. And honestly, thank you for your service for sure. Oh, look at this, you guys. What's going on over here? Let's go over here and take a look at these. I don't think that's Quantanium either, but I will get a little closer. Yeah, nope. Keep moving. No, that's awesome, you guys. That's, like I said, absolutely thank you for your service. And my dad, he served, he had started his second tour in Vietnam when he was wounded. I definitely... Indigo Blades, that's very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mabutu, how are you? Nice to see you. Where have you been hiding? What you up to today? Anything fun? Indigo Blades, you're very kind. That's very kind of you. I truly appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, Mabutu. It's been a challenge today. We've only got 20 SCU in the hopper, and it's Star Citizen's been doing Star Citizen things. 41 likes, by the way. Hey, we're almost to 50, you guys. That's awesome. All right, let's approach this. Not getting any. Not getting anything here. We'll approach these guys. All right, 42. It's going up. It's awesome. Uh-oh. So yeah, Mabutu, it's definitely been like Star Citizen. The servers are being, kind of grumpy. P-type. I just pulled out the mining laser and got it that time. All right, off we go. But we've had a great conversation, lots of fun, lots of people kind of been reporting. 44, you guys are so kind to me. I so appreciate it. And it's just been a blast today. I've really enjoyed it. I can honestly say, you know, as I mentioned, kind of what was going on in my personal life, the last couple of streams have been so therapeutic for me, for sure. SC got me too. Took 4 hours to find 20 SCU. Well, I'm working on that, Mabutu. I got a 20 in the hopper, and I'm well over 2. Tried to settle down an error, and it was gone. Oh my stars! Oh, Mabutu. That is Star Citizen doing Star Citizen things right there. John, how are you? John, yes, people do get stuck in seats for sure. The one thing, John, people are saying, though, when you get stuck in seat, well, one thing that was kind of fixing it was turning off doing a power recycle. Turn off your power, and then turn your power back on, and then hit Y. And then that does fix it sometimes, John. You mentioned your dad served. I was an Air Force captain veteran from First Desert Storm. I was an engineer and student pilot and never saw combat. Yeah, no, I mean, this channel here is blessed with many veterans and of course, there are a lot of military veterans who play Star Citizen. So in that capacity, we're blessed as a community. Can we bring it to 50 likes, guys? Thanks for joining. So that's awesome. Indigo, thank you for your service. That's very kind. Hey, man, I mean, Desert Storm was no joke, for sure. There was there was a lot going on at that time. It was crazy. All right, so there's a 6800. Are you hold Y? Yes, exactly. So you hit R to turn off your power. Are you to turn off your power? R to turn it back on, and Y to get out of the seat, for sure. Can we bring up to 50 likes? Yeah, man. That's awesome. All right, we're approaching here. Not getting a type yet, but we'll just kind of roll up on here and pull the laser out and look. 50 likes and V quits is... Ah! No, Nate, honestly, I do hope to retire and do this someday. You're welcome. The Air Force taught me how to fly the T-38. That's the big... Indigo, isn't that their main training? Or maybe used to be, but isn't that the main training thing to fly? The T-38s? I think I had read that somewhere. Yeah, these are... don't appear to be Quantanium. Andreas, I try and find some salvage in the Halo around Crusader because I'm 80k short, but there's almost no salvage around. I really want this done to go back to my beloved Halo area. Yeah, I hear you for sure. There's like, and I think you and I, Andreas, have talked about how there's just it's just it's just there's just not enough, not like it used to be. Hit that like button, Indigo. Thank you. I opened and closed Kuwaiti gates in my career. Desert Storm to Operation Enduring Freedom. Mabutu, that is heavy business, sir. That's crazy. All right, nothing there. Kind of zoomed past. I think I am maybe moving a little faster than I need to. All right. 34 hundo up this way. Let's go ahead and hit that guy and see what we... What do we got there? Not seeing any types yet. Just the Crusade area is cursed. Ah, gotcha. It was their second plane at the time. Gotcha, Indigo, for sure. Thanks for sure. Now the T-38 is used for people on the fighter track. Ah, that's what it was. It was for fighter pilots. I had read about that. That is absolutely how I remember reading it. Now that you mention it, the F-5E is very similar to T-38. I fly the F-5 a lot in DCS. Cool. Now, do you find, Indigo, that any kind of flight in DCS, is it anything like actual flight? A18 Hurst, I mean, I'm sure it really can't be in a way, but refinery times are so long. You're not wrong, John. They have changed dramatically. I think this is Quantanium, you guys, if it's actually gonna... This is the third bit of Quantanium that I've seen today. Well, no, this is, I mean, this is kind of par for the course, so we're gonna do the old EVA trick and see if we get an unlucky. My older brother was a tank mechanic in Desert Storm. That's crazy. Hey, Nats, hey, Space. How's the verse today? The verse today is confused, Nats. I think that's the right way to say it. Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. How have you been, sir? Yeah, no, it's still got a long way to go. I mean, it's all right, we'll get ourselves right side up here. We're EVA and EVA out. And how have you been, Nats? Nice to see you. My older, yeah, tank mechanic. That's a crazy job. 18 Hurston areas where salvage, since there's better trade lanes there, I find more salvage. That makes sense. All right, so I like the EVA a little ways from the ship for sure. Big V, fantastic stream today. Got it. Yeah, I'm getting there too, Grift. I was hoping to find a little bit more to mine. I definitely am starting to kind of head that direction myself. I got maybe another half hour at the most, an hour, and I got to call it a day. But Grift, thank you, man. You know what? I can't thank you enough. You're always so gracious to everybody. You know, everybody, if you could give Griff a salute, give him an 07. He has been around in a lot of my streams, super helpful like a lot of you guys, and really is a super knowledgeable player and always willing to help out other Star Citizen people. Really, Griff is like one of the reasons, he's the type of person who makes this community so good. You know, a lot of you are, you know, so, have a great day, Griff. Much respect, sir. Hey, much respect for you taking care of your dad. We took care of father-in-law with no help from other siblings until the day he passed. 12 years, wouldn't trade it. That troll, it was my honor to take care of him. Absolutely. I would have crashed the ship into the rock, anything that I could do to take care of Dad. You know, it was truly my honor. A big lesson on humility, and one that it was a good lesson to have in life. It was truly my honor to take care of him. Feels very real. Of course, you don't have seed queues, but it's the best flight simulation I've tried. I got disappointed with Star Citizen Arcade Flight. Yeah, you're not wrong. This is more of an arcade flight. 07. Hey, there's some salutes for your Grift. I'm good. I found you from Star Streams and Captain Hannah the other day, and I saw you were on. I had to visit again. Thank you, Knots. Truly. And of course, Star and Hannah are just, they have been so good to my channel. And lots of people, I tend to find, like, when I go watch Jack Axton or I go watch Star Streams, I see a lot of, those are all of our haunts. We go to those places. Yes, it is. Absolutely, troll. Hey, what's up? Good. Vish, how you doing? Nice to see you. Goose, how you been, man? What's happening, Vish? All right, you guys. We're out looking for anything. We put 20 SCU in the hopper today. That's not it's been a working man's day for sure. Thank you guys, appreciate it. No problem. 07 to you all, says Grift. I'll tell you guys a funny story about Dad, Troll, now that you got me thinking about it, right? So, Dad has a couple muzzle loaders, and I hadn't, I did a lot of hunting in my day when I was younger, but I hadn't done any muzzle loading with Dad ever. And my dad, as you can imagine, a couple tours in Vietnam, he was a combat engineer. He's a very good shot. He's just a good shooter. I mean, that's probably the reason he made it out of Vietnam. But he, hey, no problem, Widow. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I 30K. Well, so I want to finish my story, and I probably will call it, you guys, if you'll. So anyways, Dad teaches me how to kind of load the muzzle loader. I load it. We got a paper plate down on a straw bale in our, in our shooting lane on his property. A really good place to shoot. It's about 60 yards down, or so, 50, 60 yards down. So I packed, I packed the bullet, I put all the things in. I pick the gun up and I aim and I shoot and I miss the paper plate. And so Dad's kind of looking at me. I go through the process again. I clear all the stuff out. I put the ball in. Put the charge in, put the ball in, pat it down, pick up the gun, aim and shoot. I missed the paper plate again. And I'm actually a halfway decent shot. So I did it one more time, and as I progressively, my dad, kind of the look of that look of disappointment your dad gives you, I missed a plate the first time, I missed a plate the third time, and I kind of looked at him and said, "Man, Dad, I think there might be something wrong here with the sights on this thing. I mean, I think I'm doing a good job." He grabbed the gun out of my hand. He kind of was looking at me the whole time. He was like kind of packing the charge and putting the ball in the charge of the thing. He's looking at me, kind of giving me the shit. He literally puts the gun to his shoulder and puts a hole in the middle of the paper plate, like in less than 10 seconds. He literally, from the time he finished preparing the muzzleloader to the time he put that thing on his shoulder and fired, it was like immediate. He handed the gun back to me and he said, "There's nothing wrong with that gun, son." This is a 71-year-old man who had cataracts in his eyes. Yeah. So, anyways, it's been no point in jumping back in here. We definitely know that the quant has not been that stable today. I want to thank you all I don't like to end my streams on not Quantanium, but, duty does call. I have a honey-do list and wives and friends and people who are reaching out to me that I need to reach out to today. Thank you all for joining me today. It was absolutely wonderful stream. Yeah, Troll, wasn't that funny? It was hilarious. I mean, he just fired that gun, hit the paper plate, handed me the gun and said, "There's nothing wrong with that gun, son." It was hilarious. I mean, I laughed my ass off. I think about that all the time. So I salute you all. Have a lovely Saturday. And I will see you all around the verse.